My name is Yisrael David Wolf from Chicago, Illinois. We all know that a mezuzah is not a case on a doorpost, but more importantly, the scroll that's inside of that case. For many years now, I've been involved in encouraging people to place mezuzahs on their doorposts, as well as to check them for original mistakes and deterioration. A mezuzah must be kosher. Just like food has rules of how food can be kosher, there are many rules of how a mezuzah can be kosher. Firstly, it must be written by a scribe, otherwise known as a sofer. It must be written on parchment, and there are many laws of how it shall be written. Unfortunately, there is a segment in the kosher mezuzah market that are selling poorly written scrolls that are simply not kosher. People buy them out of ignorance because they don't know better. I've spoken to many rabbinic authorities about this issue. All agree that the issue exists. However, nobody has done anything about it. What we are going to do is investigate and attempt to analyze how prevalent are these scrolls and which retailers are selling them. For the purpose of this investigation, we are going to focus on the Crown Heights stores in Brooklyn. Reason being is that these mezuzahs sold in Crown Heights have an impact on hundreds of thousands of Jews around the world. Let me explain. In 1974, the Lubavitcher Rebbe started the Mezuzah campaign. The goal, that every Jewish home shall have a mezuzah. The Rebbe's emissaries, shluchim, around the world are working to accomplish this mission. They often buy their mezuzahs from these retailers in Crown Heights. They buy inexpensive mezuzahs, sometimes known as mivtzoyim mezuzahs, outreach mezuzahs, and are expecting that they're 100% kosher. But are they? Today, we are going to find out for ourselves by analyzing a large sample from each one of these stores and seeing for ourselves if they are kosher. Here's our process. We want this to be very fair and objective. So I've asked a Chabad outreach organization to order for me 10 mezuzahs from 8 Crown Heights retailers. Those mezuzahs were shipped to that Chabad outreach organization and then shipped to me while still in its original package. Give a look. All these packages are still in its original seal. What we are going to do is, in front of 2 witnesses, open these packages and place them inside of Ziploc bags. The bags have a number. We are then going to bring these bags with the mezuzahs in them to an independent, qualified sofer to check them. The sofer will not know which bag corresponds to which store. Then we will see for ourselves how many of these stores are selling kosher mezuzahs and how many of them are not. All right, here's our 2 witnesses. Mr. Yonatan Lubin, Rabbi Adam Epstein. All right, this is the first box. Hasofer, does it look like it was tampered with? See his original seal over the whole box? All right. One, 2, 10. All right. Bag number 1 is going to be Hasofer. All right. Oraita. Does it look like it was tampered with? Nope. He has a little stamp with his name on his case, so we're actually going to take them out of the case. You guys want to give me a hand on that? All right, let's go bring them to the sofa. All right, we're here at the Sofer's house. I got some of the bags. Mr. Lubin has the rest. We're gonna go up to the sofa and bring him the mezuzahs. All right, so here are 8 bags of mezuzahs. Each one has a number. I don't want you to mix up any of the numbers in each bag. Check them all individually, please. And then just call me when you have the results, okay?
No problem. Hi, my name is Binyamin Rosenbaum. I'm a Sofer Stam for 15 years. Used to work in one of the largest Judaica stores in the United States. I got all these 8 bags of mezuzahs and I check all of them. Before you see the results, I just want to explain the main issues that we find by those mezuzahs. Number 1, 2 letters touching. Number 2, missing crowns and appropriated letters. 3, issues with spacing. Could be too much space in one word and make it look like 2 words, or 2 words that are too close to each other looks like one big word. 4 are going to be cracks on a letter. Number 5, letters that's written improperly. I just want to point out that bag number 1 and bag number 7 has too many issues, so I will focus only on the more serious issues.
3 weeks ago, we started this project where we received the mezuzahs, we brought them to a sofa with a blind test. He did not know which bag corresponded to which store, and now we're 3 weeks later. The results that the first sofa brought us were so shocking that I decided to bring them to a second sofa to see if they would match what the first sofa said. The second sofa's findings were the same as the first sofa's findings. Here's the conclusion. Thousands of well-intended people around the world are buying mezuzahs that are simply not kosher. Summarize, we have 8 stores. 1 store, Mochen Stam, Rabbi Raskin, came out 100% kosher. 5 stores, Oraita, Judaica World, Sofer Stam, Merkaz Stam, Shalovin, Hamefitz Stam, which is otherwise known as Rabbi Shapiro. Those stores are selling mezuzahs of decent quality, but have not been checked. So as they currently stand, many of those mezuzahs are not kosher and should be corrected and then sold. If you're buying from those stores, have them checked by someone else and then give them to your customer. 2 stores are selling mezuzahs that should not be sold at all. They have so many problems that our sofer only identified the serious problems. Those stores are HaSofer, otherwise known as Moshe Klein, and Hamefitz Judaica. The main lesson that we learned from here is, if you are making an order for mezuzahs, especially for Mivtzayim, it is incumbent upon you to make sure that the mezuzah that you are giving them is 100% kosher. The same issue that we find in the Mezuzah Project can also be found in tefillin. However, that was above the scope of this project.